19,
Okay, Rav,
1983.
we're recording.
Okay. You're recording?
We're recording.
Okay. 1983, and towards the bottom, we started to speak about the process. I did the Sotah, the way that she's in the Bet HaMikdash, in the temple, and the Kohen gave her the special thing that has uh, to be burnt on the altar, etc., etc. And then also, all these years before, he gave her to drink the water which was supposed to be the test. If she actually guilty, it would eventually make her, she would die. If she's innocent, then on the contrary, she'll be flourish and be more beautiful. And if she didn't have children, you'll have children, etc., etc. So now the Gemorrah, we are in 1983, the second column. Einif Vigish Kamatz. He waved and brought it near the altar. This is the flower offering that she had to put in to hold it, and then he scooped out the comets, which means a handful of this flower offering, and burnt it. And then he would give her the bitter waters to drink, and afterward offer the mincha. So according to what says here, as if she drinks first and then offer the mincha. But the Gemorrah asks, Ha'akraba, the mincha stated that the Kohen already offered it before she drank the water. How can the Mishnah then state that the mincha was offered after the woman drank? So now there is all discussion how to go exactly what was the order. Was the offering first or the drinking first? And the Gemorrah now tried to put it in a order. Achikamar, this is what it means. First, Mishnah addresses what is the order of the mincha, portion of the Sotah procedure. He waved it and brought it near the altar. He scooped out the comets, this handful, and burnt in the altar. And the remainder of this mincha, of this flower offering, is eaten by the Kohanim. This is the first part. However, the Mishnah continues to say regarding the point in procedure at which the giving to the drink itself is done. Here I've got a machloket. Reb Shimon and the rabbis disagree. The rabbis hold that he gives her the water to drink and only afterwards offers the mincha according to the order just delineated by the Mishnah. And however, Rabbi Shimon holds that he would offer the mincha and afterwards give her the bitter water to drink. and all brought are to use the text. Shenemar Bachar Yashke, it is written, and afterwards he should give her the woman to water, to drink. And the conclusion, although that he should first offer the mincha and afterwards have the drink, the Mishnah concludes, but if he gave her to drink and afterwards offered the mincha, kshera, it is also valid. So there is all discussion how we learn from the psukim. This is the continuation in the second page. So the bottom point thing is, we're talking about the order is drinking first, offering the mincha first, and now the Gemorrah brings a braita that talking about what Rabbi Shimon says, that she drinks the water after the mincha is offered. Tanu Rabbanan, this is the braita. And then it learns from all psukim, but there is some point which I think, although that I don't think that we need to go over all these verses, but there is some, at least one part, and then we may skip to see to something else. But let's see the braita. V'yishka. The Torah says v'yishka, which means he gave her to drink. What does the Torah teach? By stating and he shall give the woman to drink. Why is it already stated that he will give her to drink? It comes to teach us that if remember that the Kohen had to write the passage from the Torah talking about the Sotah, and which was put into the water, and there it was erased. So it comes to teach us that if the scroll was erased, and she then says, "I'm not drinking," then we force her to the water upon her and give her to drink against her will. In other words, no, she cannot now withdraw and to say, "I'm not going to drink." After the scroll was erased, we force her to drink. We'll see in a moment how did they force her, but because she could object to drink before it was erased. So this is Divrei Rabbi Shimon. Sorry, this is Divrei Rabbi Akiva. What said now was Rabbi Akiva. Rabbi Shimon Omer, however, Rabbi Shimon says that he learns from the verse, what does the Torah teach by stating, then and afterwards he shall give her a woman to drink? It's already said that he gave her before, so that in the text itself, it seems hard to understand, but it comes Rabbi Shimon to say, he teaches that she drinks only after all the actions stated above have been performed. So not just that the scroll was erased, otherwise they offered the mincha, all this was offered. Nagid, and this is the point. שלושה דברים מעכבים בה. He tells us that three things are essential for her. Drinking. she does not drink עד שלא קרא בקומץ. Before the comets was offered, she doesn't drink. So essential for her not to drink. We say she doesn't drink until number one, the comets, the handful which the Kohen put on the altar to burn, and not before the scroll was erased, and not before that she accept the oath upon herself. So this is where the subject which Rabbi Shimon put it as the order. And then there is all discussion, technical thing. The Gemorrah elaborates what Rabbi Shimon says. She doesn't drink before the comets was offered, because Rabbi Shimon was consistent with his reasoning, because he said in the Mishnah, we offer her mincha, he offers the mincha, and afterwards are giving her to drink. So I'm not, and then, so the Gemara tries to learn all what Rabbi Shimon said, we are the three the conditions, again, which we say, the comets, the handful had to be offered, the scroll had to be raised in the water, and she had to accept the oath, which she said she didn't have any relationship with anybody, etc., etc. So I want to skip, because this, as I said, very technical. How the Gemara learns. So the essence we discussed, this is the three things. And the Gemara continues how to derive all this from the text, because the text itself is not so clear about the exact order, and this is a discussion which comes afterwards. I suggest that this is a very, very technical, which shows where is the machloket, the difference between Rabbi Shimon and the rabbis, how to deal with the three verses which there. So I like to skip a little bit. I'd like to, with your permission, to not to go into this detailed technicality, how they learned what they learned, but we remember what Rabbi Shimon said, and the Rabbanan, the rabbis, disagree with him in the order. Both of them are deriving what their opinion from the text. So what is important, which I want to share with you, to turn to now to 19b3, the Gemorrah, the first passage, still talking about the reason why rabbis didn't disagree with Rabbi Shimon. I want the second passage to start. The Gemorrah returns to Braisa cited above. Rabbi Akiva holds that we give her to drink against her will once the scroll was erased. And this is more a challenge because we learned in a different Braita, Rabbi Yehuda Omer, Kolbus shel barzel matelin toch pia. Interesting. How they forced her to drink. We put an iron crescent into her south. What for? So that if the scroll was erased and she said, I'm not drinking, we force the water upon her and give her to drink against her will. And why do we have to do this? Amar Rabbi Akiva, do we need anything from the drinking of the waters other than to test her to ascertain whether she committed adultery? Valobduka vomedet. She stands tested by herself. The very fact that she refuses to drink the water is tantamount to an admission of guilt. So why do you have to force her? The very fact that you know that she is refusing to drink, this is like admitting guilty, right? Answer the Gemorrah. Rather, as long as the comets was not been offered, she is able to retract. However, after the comets has been offered, she is not able to retract. This, according to Rabbi Akiva, she can retract and refuse to drink the waters even after the scroll is erased, as long as the comets has not been offered. This contradicts the first Braita, which according to Rabbi Akiva, he holds that ensure of the scroll triggers the forced the drinker, even if the scroll was erased prematurely in other before the comments was offered. So there is so I thought that interesting to see that there is a point if it's already too late for her to refuse. If she doesn't want to drink, we force her, and how do we do it? We put something in her mouth, which will keep her mouth open, and she can close it, and then we can pour the water into her mouth.
Rav, can I ask a question? Surely the whole thing depends upon the order of the order that's going to take place.
Mm-hmm.
Because if the mincha is right at the end and the water's already raised, what happens?
Oh, so the question is exactly
It depends on the order. If the mincha is first, then she doesn't have a choice. She can't say, I'm not going to drink it because it comes first. But if the mincha is the last one, because we've learned before that there's an order, there was a machloket on the order. So it all depends on the order.
This is part of the disagreement whether can she be after the or before. So therefore said it is the point is what look at it as it continues, because this is what the Brighton have got seems to disagree, because the others, the Brighton said, after the comet has been offered, she is not able to retract. And the question is, but her very refusal to drink the water, as we said before, all that refusal to drink is tantamount to confession before the comments has been offered. So too should he all that it is a tantamount to confession after the comments has been offered. So
But how does Rabbi Akiva answer that question? Because Rabbi Akiva's point
yeah,
is
so
she
the
can
question,
refuse to
what do you
drink
have
the
to
water.
force
At
her?
what stage?
What do you
What
have to
stage?
force her? What do you have to force her? If she doesn't want to drink, is it enough? Like she drank, you have got the test.
But
So
what we're learning now is the fact that
he
if they've
refused.
done the mincha, then she doesn't have a choice. She has to drink the water, come what may.
The question is why?
Conflicts with Rabbi Akiva.
Yeah, so why
Because according to Rabbi Akiva, she's
why
got
do
a
you have to
choice.
force her? Why do you have to force her? So, and the Gemorrah continues, as I said, I just want to that we should know that there is such a situation that at one stage, at one point, according to some, that the question whether she can refuse to drink is that the offering was first or the drink first, but the point was, why do you have to force her at all? Is it not by the mere fact that she doesn't want to drink? Like admission of guilt. But we see in the moment they are not so simple in the moment. And the Gemorrah said depends why she refuses to drink. Can be, it's not so simple to say if she refuses to drink, it's already an admission of guilt. Look at the last sentence here in 19b3. The Gemorrah explains Rabbi Akiva's distinction, the Braita. Lo kashya. The second part of Rabbi Akiva's statement, which he distinguishes between refusal before the comments is offered and the refusal afterwards, referred to where she retract out of agitation. If the first part of the statement where he states that when she refuses, she stands tested, refers to where she retracts out of soundness, which means anytime she retracts out of soundness, even if after the comments was offered and the score raised, she doesn't drink at all because such retraction is tantamount to an admission of guilt. This is what Rabbi Akiva says, means. However, but if she refuses the second paragraph and second column, if she refuses to drink out of agitation, in which case a refusal does not constitute an admission of guilt, it then depends on what and on when she retracts. If she retracts before the comments was offered, that the scroll has not been erased, or even if it is, the scroll has been erased, but the Kohanim did it improperly by erasing prematurely, then she still could refuse. But Mishkara or comments, but once the comments was offered, that when this was done in the whole order where the Kohanim acted properly, then lo matziadra, then she cannot refuse, and then it means they would force her to drink, put this thing into her mouth, and then this is what. So I just, it's enough for us to understand that there is some differences of opinion when at the time that she cannot refuse. It depends on the order when is a comment offered, before drinking, after drinking. So this is a technicality. But I just want to finish off. Turn to page 20A1. In the towards the end of the column, or the first column, the Gemorrah presents an inquiry which is interesting with regard to Rabbi Akiva's views that the composed Sotah's refusal to drink is tantamount to an admission of guilt. And the Gemorrah presents the following. If she said, I will not drink, out of soundness, in other words, she's seemed to be okay, and she says, I'm not drinking. And what happened? She changed her mind and said, I will drink. What is the law? Do we say that once she said, I will not drink, this is already tantamount to admission of guilt, that I, in fact, me like claiming I am defiled. And once she established herself as defiled, she cannot retract? Or Dilma? Or perhaps we might say that since subsequently she said, I will drink, it reveals that her initial intention, that it was actually out of agitation that she said that she would not drink, not because it is really an admission. And the Gemorrah want to know to what degree, how do we view her אני אחזור אליך עוד כמה דקות. So the Gemorrah finish it with a teiko. And then the Gemorrah puts another point to the water, about the water. Amar Avua de Shmuel, the father of Shmuel, said, it is necessary to put something bitter into the waters. Well, up to now, we say the water, you put the scroll with the name of Hashem, that the water will erase. Now, you add another point, you have to put something bitter in the water. Why? Because the Torah calls this water Maim Amarim. That a Kohen shall erase the writing on the scroll into the bitter waters. So that it wasn't just a water that was a clean water. It has to be bitter water. So before he puts the scroll into the water, something bitter was put in. What actually, I don't know if there is any, what other made it bitter. Yeah, the question is, when Torah speaks the bitter water, does it mean to say that virtually the water are bitter and you had to do to make it bitter? Or what the Torah means bitter because it is the curse which the water will cause to her. And this is what the father of Shmuel says. The verse states that the Kohen shall raise the water on the scroll into bitter waters, which implies shemarim kvar, not they become water after drinking because of the consequences, that they are already bitter before writing on the scroll is erased into them. I just thought it's interesting how the whole thing is done. Obviously, we don't understand. It's not like the whole process. Obviously, it is the testing of the woman with this bitter and the name of God is there and so on. Obviously, it's not a natural thing. It is really not a natural thing happening. But the Torah puts it in the detail how to use it, that this is going to end a possibility whether the woman can get a fright and she doesn't want to drink. So there is a point that she might refuse to drink. But after everything was done and erased and so on, then we learned it's too late. She has to drink and she's forced to drink. And then there is a discussion. The refusal can be either because she knows she's guilty and she's scared to drink because of the consequences that she will die, or she's actually not because she's guilty, but she's scared of the whole thing that is done, and because this she refuses. So this is what the essence of this discussion. So I thought it won't be of great interest to us the exact the difference of opinion, how, when, in the order, but I just wanted to extract the main points. First of all, that there are three things that is done. As you said, she had to take the shvuah, to take the oath, and she has to do the mincha, and then when the scroll is erased and so on. So this is what I wanted. I thought it was interesting. The next goes into what happened if she doesn't drink, but you've got, in other words, there is a point that she said, I don't drink, and the scroll was written but not erased. What do you do with the water? And what do you do with the scroll? This is the discussion which takes place in the following. So we are going to finish by the Mishnah tonight.
Okay, thanks, Rav.
20A1. Huh?
Thank you very much, Rabbi.
Thank you, Rav. Thank you. Everybody have a good Shabbos.
Much
Thank you,
shalom.
Raj.
Next Tuesday
Thank you.
night, it's still not Hanukkah, but we'll have the Shiur, Emir Hashem, 20A1. I wish you all good Shabbos.
Good
And we
Shabbos.
should
Shabbos.
only hear and maybe
Yeah, with Dr. Doletsky, Hilton Doletsky, with a rabbi.
Yeah.
I saw.
I didn't know that they had the whole thing recorded.
Glaze, I think Glaze, did you record it?
I recorded it, yeah.
No, it was somebody else that recorded it. Les, you didn't record it.
No. I did the whole recording of the evening, but Richard had done with the video of the pictures. He did the
Ah, yes.
pictures. Richard's
But he's,
very talented.
It was very, very emotional, this event.
It was very.
And I mentioned before, spoke to Les, that it was quite well attended, and I excelled. Actually, guys came up to me, and I didn't recognize them. I didn't see them for so many years, and they introduced themselves. It was quite amazing. And I said to Les, I'm going to speak to Julian and Rafi. Maybe it will be a good idea to try once or twice a year to have kind of a get together.
I think it's a wonderful idea, Rav.
Get together
A reunion.
to keep a reunion.
Yeah.
Very nice. Because his brother is married to my cousin, my first cousin.
Yeah?
Hilton, Leon Duletsky. He was sitting there.
Michael, did you see the video? Did you manage to see the video?
I watched the video, yes, last night I watched it. You sent it to me. You sent it on the Rabbi Kurtstag group.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah.
So I watched it. It was very good. Very good. Yeah.
Okay, guys, good night. Good Shabbat.
Good night. Shabbat shalom. Thank you.
Shabbat shalom, everyone.
Only good news.
Amen. Amen. Thank you.
Amen.